township residents are paying for her fund.
Deep debt, and that is the finding of an investigation of village finances and the spending habits of beleaguered Mayor
Tiffany Henyard, the so-called super mayor of Dolton, Illinois, is once again making headlines. But this time, it's not for the usual controversies. Rumors are swirling that the FBI has gathered footage of her attempting to bribe a federal agent. Yes, you heard that right. The FBI is now investigating her, and the trouble she's in has taken a serious turn. Just think about it, being in such deep water that your solution is to bribe a federal agent. That's the desperate situation Tiffany Henyard finds herself in right now. And what's even more alarming, her troubles are only just beginning. Now, before we dive deeper, imagine the scene. The mayor of Dolton, already under intense scrutiny for mismanaging public funds, hosting extravagant parties, and making shady deals, has reportedly been caught red-handed trying to bribe federal agents. It's almost too wild to believe, but here we are. Sources have revealed that the FBI is actively investigating Tiffany Henyard's financial transactions from the past year, trying to figure out if she's been pocketing taxpayer money or receiving kickbacks to line her pockets. The list of allegations against her keeps expanding, and what started as an investigation into her reckless spending and lavish use of public funds has now spiraled into something much larger. Henyard has gained a reputation for burning through taxpayer dollars with zero hesitation, spending tens of thousands of dollars on private concerts featuring popular R&B artists, booking first-class flights, indulging in expensive meals, and even funding poorly attended town events that no one asked for. This reckless behavior has only fueled the growing concerns among residents and critics alike. But now, as the investigation intensifies, questions are being raised about just how far Henyard has gone with her misuse of power and resources. Will this be the scandal that finally brings down the so-called super mayor? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure. The walls are closing in, and Henyard's actions may have set the stage for her ultimate downfall.
I do not handle anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No.
Can you believe this? Dolton is drowning in debt, yet Tiffany Henyard was willing to blow tens of thousands of taxpayer dollars on just a few hours of entertainment. And if that wasn't outrageous enough, she's also accused of going on a shopping spree, treating the town's credit cards like her personal piggy bank. How? By spending nearly $40,000 in just one day on Amazon.
Make a one-day purchase of over $40,000 to Amazon. And the main thing is,
That's right, $440,000 on a shopping spree. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. But it wasn't just this reckless spending that got Tiffany Henyard into deep trouble. The real issues go far beyond that, under the so-called super mayors. Leadership. The town's finances have spiraled into chaos. In fact, things have gotten so bad that former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot was brought in to investigate the mess Henyard left behind. And what did Lightfoot find? The numbers are staggering. Dolton's general fund, once healthy and full of cash, has plummeted into nearly a $4 million deficit during Henyard's time in office. A town that was thriving is now in deep financial ruin.
Hey guys, this is Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor and people's super.
One of the most outrageous examples of Tiffany Henyard's behavior has to be the infamous $85,000 event, the Taste of Thorn Township. What was supposed to be a major success turned out to be a total disaster. She spent an eye-watering $30,000 just to have Kiki Wyatt perform for a mere 30 minutes, and another $20,000 for a short set by Jay Holiday. But wait, that's not all. She also spent $6,600 on bounce houses that barely got any use. Even her own social media posts were filled with embarrassment, showcasing the empty venue and the disastrous turnout. What was meant to be a vibrant celebration of the community turned into a money pit, with taxpayers footing the bill for Henyard's lavish taste and poor planning. It's no wonder the town's finances have gotten so out of control. This event was just a glimpse into the chaos.
Hired her chief of police late last year without any approval from the village board. So now Robert Collins has filed a lawsuit.
What's worse, this bribery scandal has only fueled the fire of the ongoing investigations into Tiffany Henyard's administration. The FBI and other authorities are digging deep into her finances, trying to uncover what's really been going on in Dolton under her leadership. Let's be clear, this isn't just about reckless overspending. There are serious allegations of outright theft, misuse of public funds, and corruption at the highest levels, but it doesn't stop there. If you thought things couldn't get worse, wait until you hear about her personal security detail. Despite Dolton being a small town, Henyard insisted on having a full police detail that cost taxpayers hundreds of thousands of dollars in overtime pay. In fact, one officer earned over $100,000 in overtime alone, more than their base salary. And here's the kicker. The town is so financially strapped, it can barely afford basic services, yet Henyard was using taxpayer money to fund a personal entourage to escort her wherever she went. It's a scandal of epic proportions, where the real victims are the people of Dolton, who are left holding the bag while Henyard's lavish lifestyle and reckless spending continue to drain the town's resources.
Body is the reason why you guys are not paying whatever that vendor is.
What was it for?
It was for shirts.
It's no surprise that the residents of Dolton are furious. They've been protesting, demanding her resignation, and calling for answers. One former trustee even accused Henyard of having her own home shot up after speaking out against her, an allegation that only adds to the chaos surrounding this scandal-ridden administration. As the investigations continue, Henyard is digging in her heels, refusing to back down. She's even resorted to holding one-person board meetings after the trustees walked out in protest over her reckless spending and leadership. Can you imagine a mayor holding a meeting by herself just to defend herself? That's the situation in Dolton right now. What makes this even more bewildering is Henyard's apparent indifference to the outrage of her constituents. Despite the protests, she continues to act as if she's untouchable. Sources close to the town hall have overheard her boasting about how she'll outlast the haters, as if this entire mess is just a game to her. It's like she believes the rules don't apply to her, something that fits perfectly with her long history of flouting the law. But with federal investigators closing in, that arrogance may very well be her undoing. And it's not just her spending that has people upset. Henyard's leadership style has created a toxic environment within local government. Reports have surfaced about key staff members being pushed out, mistreated, or simply fired for speaking up. As all of this unfolds, speculation about what comes next is only intensifying. Could Henyard be forced out of office? Will the ongoing investigations lead to more serious legal charges? Experts suggest that if she's convicted on the bribery charge, it could pave the way for additional charges related to misuse of public funds, fraud, and corruption. If that happens, Henyard could be facing decades behind bars. It's a dramatic fall from grace for someone who once marked herself as Dolton's savior, the people's mayor who was supposed to turn things around. Instead, her time in office has been defined by scandal after scandal, and it seems the walls are finally closing in on her. What's truly staggering about this entire saga is how Henyard continues to act as though nothing is wrong. Even as the FBI digs through her records and the media reports on each new twist, She's posting videos of herself smiling, dancing, and calling herself the super mayor. It's almost as if she's living in an alternate reality, completely detached from the gravity of the situation. But that bubble? It's about to burst. And when it does, it's going to be nothing short of explosive. In the end, it's not just about the money, the parties, or the bribes. It's about betrayal. The people of Dolton trusted her to lead, and in return, they were taken for a ride that may leave the town reeling for years to come.